Hey, how you guys doing? I am back with another pod review. This pod right here comes to me from Mr. Tony Sherwood of Pensacola, Florida. And this started as a Carbon Bhut 7 pot. That's a Buchalokia Indian Carbon crossed with a yellow 7 pot, crossed with a Bubblegum 7. However, what this is not that. He sent seeds out to another grower to grow these. I don't know who that person is at this time. And got seeds back. And apparently, that plant had been growing next to the Pimenta de Neyde, which is a Brazilian variety. It's purple. And that also crossed into this. So what we have here is a Carbon Bhut 7 pot by Bubblegum 7 by Pimenta de Neyde. Now, as you can see, it's not getting the bubblegum calyx or bleed, and shape is very much like a smaller Carbon Bhut 7. However, what we've got here is some of the purpling from the Pimenta de Neyde, and it's very cool looking. Like, you can see it right there, and you can see it up by the calyx right there. What we're going to do right now is I'm just going to take the stem off, and then I'm going to cut it open, show you guys what it looks like, and we'll get right down to it, shall we? It's got a very Bhut-ish smell to it. Like, smells very floral. And this is what it looks like on the inside. It's a fairly large placental area for a tiny pod, but as you can see, let's see if I can get you a good look in there. The placental tissue doesn't actually line the wall of the chili. There's a lot in there, but it's not lining most of the inner wall like a superhot. Some of the wall has placenta on it, but not all of it. All right, I'm going to take some seeds out, and I'll be right back, and we'll eat it. Okay, guys, I am back, and here we go. Seeds removed. Placenta is still there, so still getting that painful goodness. Want to thank Tony Sherwood once again for sending me this pod to review. And without further ado, here we go. The Carbon Bhut 7 by Bubblegum 7 by Pimenta de Neyde. Bottoms up. It's got an initial sweetness. Then kind of a sour flavor. And very floral. Now, where the heat is primarily on that, making me hiccup a bit. It's in the throat, the lips, and the tip of the tongue. And it's an aggressive, upfront heat. Would I say this is a super hot? No. I'd say it's a high habanero heat. Like it's approaching, say, the upper range of Caribbean red, maybe the lower range of a chocolate habanero. But that's definitely not a super hot. And it's kind of a stingy burn. Again, very habanero-like, and how the heat grabs you. And it's already peaked. It's just kind of hanging there. I'm not the biggest fan of that flavor. It's way too floral for me, and you know, that perfumey floral that I'm really not a big fan of. There's a nice sweetness at the beginning of the flavor. Then, as you're chewing on it, kind of gives way to this sour, almost soapy undertone, and then goes perfumey floral. So I'm not really a big fan of that flavor at all. I'm sure dried and used in a powder, it would be phenomenal for its aromatics. However, eaten raw like that, I don't really recommend it. Definitely a cool cross. And mind you, everyone, this is an F1. So this is the very first expression of these genetics. So we don't know what this is going to become eventually. As of right now, it's got a decent kick for a small little pod like that. It's not quite super hot level, but it's bordering on it. And the flavor is a little off, at least for me. Once again, I want to thank Tony Sherwood for sending me this pod to review. I want to thank you guys for watching. That's going to do it for this one. I will see you in the next one. Later.